think so.
All
Hopefully.
right, here we go.
Smile.
Welcome to the First United Methodist Church of Loomis, our weekly podcast, episode 10. Woo!
Yay! Woo!
It's a 10.
It's a 10. And we are doing this every week to communicate and keep people apprised of what's happening at our amazing church, Loomis First United Methodist. My name is Ray Fisher. I'm the music director and chief bottle washer.
And so much more.
Yes.
And we have our pastor, Allison Berry, down on the bottom part of the screen.
Yes.
Hi,
Hello.
Allison.
Hi. Hello.
We have
Hi,
our
Allison.
Melanie Oliver. Melanie,
Hi, Melanie.
hi. She's our associate
everybody.
pastor, Christian education director, and she's also a chief bottle washer. So we just kind of do what we have to do around here, don't we?
That's right.
So we have quite a few announcements this week. I'm trying to pull them up, but before we get into those, we can talk briefly about what happened last Sunday. Ida Takagishi Inoue was amazing. She is so tiny, number one. I felt like if I hugged her, I was going to break her in half. But she
is
just
strong spirited.
exactly.
She is
lovely.
100 years old, about to be 101 this month. And she was just so lucid and sharp. She talked about her family and how they came over from Japan and the starting of the church. I was just really blown away. So I was really thankful we did that. I'm glad we got it on video.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
I watched it
for
again.
sure.
I watched it again on the stream, and it was really nice to see that. So,
and it's important that we honor, like, not just the elders, but honor the history of our church. And
absolutely.
So it's going to be a yearly event. We're going to remember where we came from.
And we've lost so many of that generation. So, you know, no one stays around forever, as much as we like to sometimes, but it's great to remember them and honor them as while some of them are still here, because once they're gone, those stories we need reminding of them.
Yes.
And there are a lot of new families that watched us online during the pandemic. We have actually we have a lot of new families that are showing up or watching online, starting to become involved in the youth and children's programs. And I think it's so good that they hear those stories.
Yeah.
You know, they maybe didn't grow up in this area and know the history of the church. So it's a great story to share. So
it is.
We're doing it every year.
I'm glad to.
It was great to see some of those new families at Trunk or Treat.
Yeah.
And Melanie will talk about that later, I'm guessing, right? Are you going to? But it was an amazing event, and we had new families that participated and set up cars and gave out candy. It was great.
Yep. Yeah. And as someone who came to the church, 10 years ago now, January will be 10 years.
Wow.
And learning the history of the church when I first started was mind-blowing to me. Learning, you know, just how rich and amazingly it's just an amazing history. The story of the church starting in 1903 and the Japanese immigrants and how they had to deal with not only the times back then, but the racism and being locked up in concentration camps basically during the war, the church being boarded up, you know, things being vandalized, coming back to a world that really didn't want them. Many of them, the signs were all up around town. You're not welcome here. So just hearing that and then knowing how they went through the process of bringing in Caucasian people and others, reconciling, you know, in the late 2000 aughts, just an amazing, rich history. So I'm very happy to be a part of it.
And I'm glad you just spelled that story out. I think it's so important as the years go on that we don't lose that piece, you know, that saying, here is what happened. This is the real history. And here's how you move forward with reconciliation and love.
Absolutely.
Forgiveness.
And Allison's message last week was about reconciliation, restoration. We talked about Zacchaeus, Luke 19. Zacchaeus was a wee little man. A wee little man was he.
Little man was he.
Yes, we can all sing that song.
And I love the way that you tied that to our Founders Day.
Good.
Yeah, good job on that.
I thought that was great. I thought the entire service was great. It was a little bit longer than our normal service, but it was wonderful. So, and the choir did a great job on our song, This Is the Time to Remember. So, and the band, we had a great band last weekend. So it's going to be small this Sunday, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm gone and Damien's gone. So
is Damien going on your secret trip with you?
No, he's got something else. When I planned my trip, I asked him if he could cover, and he said, I think so. But then he came back. He said, oh, no, I'm not going to be around that weekend. So you'll have Jerry Brentnall. You'll have Greg
good.
on drums. You'll have Martin helping.
Oh, good.
I don't know if he's going to play guitar or not. You'll have Bonnie.
Oh, nice.
You'll have Bonnie, and you'll have Jerry Llewellyn.
Oh, awesome. Great. Okay.
So let's look at Oh, no, I was going to go into this Sunday. So this week is All Saints Sunday. And Allison, do you want to talk about what the plan is for Sunday really quick?
Yes. So sure, we're trying to gather pictures and memories. And in light of the pandemic, there were so many people that were not remembered. We were not able to do a worship service. And so I wanted to expand our remembering of the saints. I wanted it to be a little more than just saying their name, but sharing a photo, sharing a little memory, and making that part of worship. I think there's so much unexamined grief from these last couple of years. And I just think it's time to just name our grief and remember those that have died and just celebrate their lives. So that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And we've got
great idea by you, Allison. I think that's so cool that you're honoring people in this way, like taking the time to actually go through each person. That'll be really special.
I am.
Well,
I
have a 15-second clip of Ida Otani playing the ukulele.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm gonna have to watch that on stream.
Yeah, she looks so happy and she's smiling. So it makes me happy.
We've got some great music going along with that. We're going to open with "Oh When the Saints Go Marching In." That's our standard for All Saints, and of course we have to sing "For All the Saints." I think we skipped that one year because I forgot, and I never
did you get nasty emails?
I never heard the end of that one.
Do not forget that in a Methodist church, my friend.
No,
that's like Christ the Lord is risen today on Easter.
On Easter.
Yeah.
Just shut the doors. If that's not on the list, shut the doors.
Exactly. Exactly. I think I may have missed Christ the Lord is risen today one Easter. I thought they were going to tar and feather me. But yeah, we have that. We also have communion this Sunday. So it's going to be a long service. I actually decided, since we're doing actually an extra hymn this week, we're not going to do any special music. So it made it easier on the people who are going to be there leading music. So
good. And I will do a homily. I will not do a full sermon. I want to honor the folks that died.
Okay. Melanie, let's talk about Trunk or Treat. I heard it was amazing. I wish I could have been there.
Yes, it really was. It was such a fun night. Just one of those fun, warm, friendly events. And I have to say, we did first, second, and third place prizes, and we should have done everybody deserved a prize. And I know it sounds, everybody gets a ribbon, but truly every single car put so much effort. The decorations were just over the top amazing. They were so good. And like Allison said, we had new families show up, and they got their cars were parked next to each other. So they got to know each other and were having fun together. It was just fantastic. And the pictures are on our Facebook page, and they'll be in the lantern this week. But if you did not see our lovely senior pastor as Crazy Cat Lady, she takes the cake. It was so much fun. Her costume was awesome.
I saw the picture. It was funny.
It was really cool. People.
It was so good. So yeah, that was really fun. She even had, as Crazy Cat Lady, she had a litter box on the ground with stuffed cats in it. It was so cute. So cute. So yeah, it was a really fun night. I'm so grateful that people put the effort in and came out, and we had lots of kids from the community that we didn't know, and so we got to chit chat with those families.
And how many cars?
We had 18 cars.
Awesome.
We had 7 youth there, 48 kids, twice as many adults. It was really fun. And by the end of the night, the kids were so sugared out. I apologize to all the parents, but it was really fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad, because I know we've been talking that up for quite some time, and I'm glad it turned out to be successful. I love that kind of
Thanks
stuff.
to everybody. Yeah, it was fun.
What do you have coming up in November for the youth?
For the youth, so this coming Sunday, we're having our Sunday supper, which we do usually the first Sunday of the month, but sometimes other events take over. But the Sunday supper is we bring a sack supper, and we usually have a service project, play games, that sort of thing. This week, we are bringing a sack supper, and then we are doing a scavenger hunt in Loomis. It's not on our campus. We're actually going to terrorize the town of Loomis, and we'll do a video scavenger hunt. So I have several kids signed up for that. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope they are too. With the scavenger hunts. And then we also, on November 20th, Allison, jump in here. We're doing the Advent wreath making and soup potluck. And so everybody can come, families of all ages, come and make an Advent wreath, so that that's the Sunday before Advent starts. So you can make your Advent wreath and take it home and light the candles with your family at home.
And that's right after church, right?
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Melanie and I realized that we haven't done the Thanksgiving potluck in a long time, and it's been a couple of years. So we thought this would be a good way to kind of replace that and do it with something that would be more inclusive of families with children.
I know. I think the last potluck, I think we did it in 2019.
Probably. Probably. And the soup, we thought Allison had that great idea because it's 10:30 when our service is out, give or take. And so that's still kind of early. So we thought soups might be light and, at that time of the day, but bring a recipe, like bring a pot of soup and then bring the recipe so people can take pictures, on your phone or whatever and share the recipe.
Good idea.
Yeah. And Melanie and I thought crock pots. Because then
that's a great idea.
Put the soup in a crock pot. We can heat it up during worship. We don't have to worry about, baking food. So.
Easy cleanup.
Easy.
And I'm going to bring bread, so we'll have bread on the side. And
cool.
Yeah.
Anything else going on that you want to talk about for the youth right now?
We're continuing in the middle school class. Godly Play is continuing. We're continuing in the middle school class with their series of questions. Last week was Heaven and Hell. I think I shared that maybe on the week.
You did last week. I was like, oh, okay.
It was actually a really fun, it was a really fun lesson. We made Candyland, but the game Candyland. So we had colored squares, but then we included like things that would send you to hell or send you to heaven. We talked about if that's a reality and what does that say about the nature of God if that's our reality? Blah blah blah. It was fun.
Cool.
Candyland, Heaven and Hell.
All right. Well, just a couple announcements before we move on to our next little section. Number one, we're in the middle of our 4-week pledge drive. And we were hoping to have someone talk about that today, but we couldn't get anybody on short notice, unfortunately. But we're hoping to have somebody in the future. If you have any questions, there's an article in the Lantern this week, and also you can contact Chuck Hunt. He's in the directory, or you can call the office for his contact information. Tomorrow night, we have our Veterans Day concert featuring the Winds of Faith at 7 p.m. at the church. It's a free concert, and we will take up a free will offering. So I hear they're amazing. I've missed them the last time they were here, and I'm going to be missing them tomorrow, unfortunately. So another important thing, Saturday night, fall time change. Set your clocks back an hour.
My second favorite day of the year.
You will get a chance to sleep
the longest day of the year.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. And this one, I like getting that extra hour.
Well, yeah, I love, because I will not have to be up at 6 a.m. It'll be 6 a.m. the new time, but technically it'll be 7 o'clock in the old time. So I get to sleep in a little bit on Sunday. Yeah, because if you don't turn your clocks back, you will be an hour early for church, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, come on, you can help us set up with set communion up.
Exactly. We already talked about All Saints Sunday. That is this week, and Allison talked about the pictures. Our annual church conference is this Sunday at noon, following worship service, and also following the ukulele group that is meeting at 11 o'clock. Are you meeting in the sanctuary, Allison? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just to keep it simple.
The conference will be led by Marcia Evans from the Roseville United Methodist Church.
Yeah.
We also have alternative giving starting this Sunday and the following Sunday. That at the church, bring a cash or a check if you want to buy anything. We'll have African crafts and Polly and Sue's cards to purchase. So remember those for alternative giving this week. Those are all the announcements that I got from Sharon. Do we have anything else that we missed?
You know, one thing that's going on this week in the United Methodist Church is that the different jurisdictions across the country, so like geographical differences, are electing bishops this week. There's already been a couple elected, and we are electing some for our jurisdiction, which means these people who are being elected this week will eventually serve our conference at some point. You know, they kind of get moved around.
Right.
So it's a super important week in the life of our church, especially with how the denomination, you know, is possibly splitting.
Yeah.
This election of bishops is super important for
and I saw that. I follow
the church.
Matt Miofsky
Okay.
on Twitter, and I was seeing that he was participating in that election. And I've also seen a couple other posts recently about how many churches are leaving the denomination for the Global Methodist Church, how many are staying. It's it is a very tumultuous time in the life of the United Methodist Church.
It is.
So.
This is an important week.
Yes, and COCFA, who's leading the trip to Tonga in January, is in Salt Lake City, but we are still gathering items for Tonga. He will be coming up sometime next week to pick up all the amazing things that we've gathered. This church has been amazing. I mean, we have ladders, we have wheelbarrows, we have tools, we have about 100 backpacks for kids. We're still gathering. So if you have something you want to donate, just come by and bring it to the church. We'll take it.
Yeah, we do have an amazing church when it comes to giving. These folks step up every single time.
Yes.
Whether it's
and even sorry.
No, I was gonna say, even if it's just somebody who is sick and needs their yard taken care of, our church steps up. Anything that people need, they step up every single time. So I've been very pleased to be a part of it. What were you going to say, Melanie?
I was going to say, even right down to like, I guess it was Tuesday, Maybell and Kathy were in there sorting stuff and getting it together, like even just like organizing like all the stuff that was in Allison's office. It just takes so many people to make the process happen. And there's a lot of people, unsung heroes behind the scenes that are so helpful and wonderful.
Yep.
Yes, I think they were frustrated with me because my office looked like a hoarding paradise. But Kathy and Maybell certainly made order out of chaos.
Yeah, they did. It was great.
The only other thing that I will bring up is our cantata.
Awesome.
So we've had 2 rehearsals with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints folks under the direction of Chris Crosby. He will be conducting the cantata for us at our church because Martin, our choir director, had already had another conflict. He has a Master Singers concert that Sunday.
Okay.
So he cannot do both, unfortunately. So Chris has stepped up to conduct. I sent an email out. We scheduled our first orchestra rehearsal, which is going to be exciting. I think we have 9 people right now signed up for orchestra.
That's fantastic.
So I'm expecting quite a few more people tonight to show up for vocals. So Excellent. It's just going really well. We've gotten through the whole thing a couple of times and it's coming back to the people who participated before. And because of that, it's made learning it for new people that much easier. So I'm just really excited about it. And it's putting my piano playing skills to the test because it's been a while since I've had to play this music. So Um, that's about it that I've got. Anything else you want to bring up before we move into joys and concerns?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, we've got a lot going on. That's for sure.
We do.
Mhm.
Oh, and then the
Mhm.
three of us met on Tuesday to talk about our Advent series, and that's coming together really nicely. And we're going to be sharing that with our worship team committee in our next meeting next week. So I'm really excited about that. I was looking through the notes that we took on Tuesday, and it's just coming together really well.
Yay.
All right, then let's move into joys and concerns. I got quite a list this week from Sharon. Continued prayers for Liz Windward and her family. Her father is still missing. And that's been since like October.
And it's cold.
Yeah, the first week of October. It's been over a month, I believe.
Yeah, he went missing, I think, in Idaho, wasn't it? Idaho?
Yeah,
I think so,
Idaho.
yeah.
And it's cold.
Yep. Prayers for Ray Brown healing from surgery. Prayers for Wayne Connor as he's healing. Joseph, Carol, and Ken's son. Marissa, Sheila Alberry's granddaughter. Jackie, Wendy Aiello's friend, recovering from a recent heart attack. Prayers of sorrows for Francis, a longtime friend of the Aiellos. And Michael, a distant family member, blah, blah, blah. Distant family member of the Neelays, their sister just passed away. I hope I got that right. That's all I've got for prayers of sorrow. I have some joys. Vicky and Matthew are engaged, and the wedding is in July.
Woo-hoo.
We announced that on Sunday at the church. That was awesome. Tom Teal had successful leg surgery. Prayers for continued healing. The Chang's Bike Patrol was awarded the nation's most outstanding patrol. And
that's huge. They've saved lives on that bike path.
Yeah. That is amazing. And then there's a new Filipino American exhibit at the California Museum in Sacramento, and Christy's parents and grandparents are part of the exhibit. That's awesome too.
I want to go check that out. Where is that? Where is the exhibit?
California Museum in Sacramento. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to go check it out.
Cool. That's all I got. Do you guys want to add anything? I did see Elizabeth Jarrett at church on Sunday, and I did not get a chance to talk to her about Art. I was hoping he was doing well and responding well to his treatment.
They're hoping to be in church on Sunday and transferring their membership.
Oh.
So, yay! They're transferring this Sunday. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's the plan. Awesome. Yay! So I'm excited about that.
That sweet lady on Sunday. So they had a microwave they're not using any longer, and so she donated it to the youth, which we really needed one in the youth room, and the kids were so excited. And she
popcorn.
Yeah, they wanted popcorn, all kinds of stuff. So they were plugging in the microwave and getting it all set up, and they opened the door, and there's a note from Elizabeth. It was so sweet, and the kids are like, "She's the sweetest lady ever." And she donated candy for the trunk or treat. She's just a thoughtful sweetheart.
Yes. We're lucky. We're lucky to have them.
Yeah.
It'll be a great addition.
Yeah.
Anybody else you want to lift up?
Yes. David Camp's mother, Norma. She's not doing well at all, and just a really tough time for the Camps right now.
Okay.
And Claire lost an aunt this past week in Southern California.
Oh.
She did.
Yeah. So it's just been rough for them.
Their family has had a lot of loss in the last couple of years.
Yes. And we're going to remember some of the folks on Sunday.
Good.
I know there's just so much to lift up. So, Allison, do you want to lead us in a word of prayer?
Just pray for all of us. So, gracious and loving God. There are so many hurting people out there and a lot going on in people's lives. And we just pray to open our hearts and love to all those who are hurting, to be able to heal those who are wounded, and to be a place of compassion and justice. As we remember those who died, may their memories fill us with love and inspire us to finish the race that they started. They depend on us to finish that race for them. So we pray that in coming together, we share these memories with joy, and we go out into the world prepared to act justly. And we pray this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 So just a quick note that next week I am having oral surgery on Friday, and I may not be able to sing or do much speaking on that Sunday.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. I know I have to eat like water
I was going to say mush.
about 2 weeks afterwards.
Oh.
So it's just that I started the process about 6-8 months ago on getting a tooth implant because I had a root canal that failed. And so they removed the tooth, and this part is where they screw the post down into the bone. And apparently it's not as bad as them having to surgically remove the previous tooth. So, but we'll see. So keep me in prayer for that. And then if you see me that Sunday morning and I'm not talking to you, please give me some grace on that.
Hey, that could come in handy, you know.
Yeah.
I do hope you know that dentists, that's one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
I do not like dentists. So sorry to all you dentists out there. You're just not my favorite people.
Yeah. I mean, my dentist is great. I really appreciate him, but I don't like the dentist either. And it seems like, yeah. And this year, between COVID and the first oral surgery, and I had foot surgery in January, and then now shingles and more tooth surgery, and I've got another procedure coming up on December 1st. The endoscopic exam that they're doing on my stomach to check for ulcers that I had to put off because I had shingles. All of that's come up this year, and it's been really weird. So, but on a positive note, I met my deductible this year.
Oh. I don't know that I would call that positive.
I don't know.
That is really searching for the silver lining.
I got to do it. So the only thing, unless you both have anything else, either of you have anything else you want to share?
No.
Next week, we'll have Sarah Winston on the podcast to talk about the mental health of kiddos since the pandemic. That is a huge issue that we don't talk enough about. So I'm thrilled that she's going to join us next week.
That's amazing. And it kind of ties in because my job is giving all of the employees as of this last month access to 6 free counseling sessions now per year.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Because they've said the last 2.5 years have been so hard on everybody that they want to invest in our mental health. And I thought that was amazing.
It's amazing.
They're doing a lot of that kind of stuff right now. We actually had Wednesday, they had our first annual Inclusivity, Diversity, and Equity Summit. It was 4.5 hours, and you could attend different sections of it if you want. I attended the whole thing. It was so powerful on what they're trying to do to address some of the issues that are going on in this.
That's amazing.
In the world.
Well, and one thing I was thinking about coming up with the food basket program coming up, maybe we could have someone talk about our food pantry, our program, or just food insecurity, some of those issues in our community. That could be
great. That would be a great idea. Great idea. If you have anybody you want to bring on, let me know.
Okay.
And we'll get them added. Just a quick reminder that our worship service is Sundays at 9:30 a.m. We're located at 6414 Brace Road in Loomis, California. You can visit our website, and there'll be somewhere on the screen, loomismethodist.org, and you can get links to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and I guess we have a new social media person, Casey.
Yes, Casey.
And he is setting us up with an Instagram account. So we now have Instagram. I don't know if that's linked yet on the website, but that's coming. There's also links to our email addresses if you want to contact us, give us an idea for the podcast, or you have more questions about the church or any one of us, please reach out. We would love to chat with you. And other than that, that's all we got.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. So thank you both. And I will see you on Sunday. I love you.
Love you too.
Have fun on your trip.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, let me
Text
quickly
us.
tell you. I will tell you, I got a hint yesterday. I think it was more of a slip up.
Oh, where are you going?
Spill it.
I think it's Santa Cruz.
Ooh.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll let you
Nice.
know. I'll reach out when I get back. I'm gone tomorrow. I'll be back late on Sunday, and then I'm taking Monday off to regroup. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll love you all. I miss you.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.